I'm getting real cozy today with some tea and paint and letting myself set an intention for this next chapter of my life. Hi. It is that time where I am transitioning from one journal to the next. And much like every single time I move on to my next journal, it tends to come at a time where things feel pivotal and I'm ready for a change and I have a new intention come in. And so perfect timing for me to finish my journal the morning I am flying out to Hawaii and move on to the next one. And I went to Hawaii with a blank journal, journaled in it until I was ready to paint something on it and felt like I knew what word I wanted to use for it. And if you haven't seen one of my videos doing this before, I love to paint my journals at the beginning of starting them with something that reminds me of one of the main intentions that I am bringing into my days and something that I've learned or something that I'm growing with, and just paint it as a reminder so that every single morning when I open my journal, I am just reminded of the way I want to feel or what I'm trying to bring more into my life of. And so the journal that I painted last time was this one. It has the word soul on it, and for me it represented stepping into the sun and just claiming more of myself and being more comfortable speaking my truth to people and just really stepping into the light of who I am. And that is a continuous process. However, the main things that I was trying to step into more of were somewhat resolved upon finishing this journal. And I felt so deeply that it was time for a next chapter. And so it came at the right time of starting this one, which is the one that I'm painting in this video. And this one is called Life. And I got really inspired for this one because when I was in Hawaii, I was reminded of the timelessness of being alive and how it's sometimes easy to forget, but there's just an infinite world within every moment. And I was reminded of the way that it feels to just live and to be and to enjoy being. And I think that was a huge lesson for me to come home with, of really truly feeling the timelessness of every moment. And so I'm painting it with acrylic paint, which is the best paint for painting this type of journal. This journal means a lot to me because every time I open it now, I feel like it just reminds me of the feeling of where I want to be and what I want to be doing, and the feeling of being in Hawaii and just being really inspired. And it makes me feel this timelessness, this beauty of the earth, this beauty of breathing in a moment to the fullest and living life to the fullest and just feeling it so deeply. And I'm going to share with you the moment that I came up with the concept with this for this journal, pretty much when the word life just really popped into my head. Of like, I had felt like for so long I was being really intentional and working a lot and working hard, and it was really beautiful, but I had forgotten to live and forgotten to let life be the feeling underneath all of it, the feeling behind the inspiration, the feeling behind creating, letting being alive be like my number one priority, and then whatever I create beyond that is a gift. And so I wrote this in Hawaii. Live. The way of living that I live in the city falls away here. The intentions and practices do not work. It calls for a deep listening, emptiness and flow. It calls for attention to life. It melts me and melts away who I think I've become. I've realized that I'm not supposed to come here and operate the same way as Los Angeles. Instead, when I come here, I am shown what is real, and that true, real life doesn't require so much effort to be lived. I'll say that part again because I need to hear it sometimes. True, real life doesn't require so much effort to be lived. I wonder how I can bring this feeling back to the city. All I know is that when I'm here, something within me warms. Something within me wakes up, illuminating, and the trying falls away as I remember what it's like to truly live. Live, live, live. This life is short. I just want to live. Thank you for showing me life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was reminded in Hawaii of the way that I feel when I'm in Hawaii, which is free and timeless and in nature and like just so adventurous and fun. And I was reminded of the importance of feeling that way and that sometimes in the city I can get a little bit over serious about what I'm working on or committed to working too much. And I just felt so good there. And now my mission isn't to just go there and disappear into it. It's to bring that feeling here, to know that the Chelsea that exists on an island, like feeling her best and living her best life, is a Chelsea that exists at all times. And so it's just bringing that into my life today. And so my mission with this journal is to really bring that life into every aspect of my day and bring that feeling and that timelessness, and letting the seriousness fall away and letting the feeling of something needing to be done by this time or being successful in this way just completely fall away, and know that the most important thing that I can do is live today. Live fully, live wholly right now today. So even though I'm still working towards things and there's dreams and goals that I have, I'm letting it be secondary to the fact that I really just want to enjoy today. And I want my successes in life to come from a place of just being so excited and inspired and in flow with life that it just pours out of me and things just come to me. And I think I'm really starting to focus on that flow of life more, and really starting to focus on feeling so free and putting forth the right effort, but not just putting forth effort for the sake of putting forth effort. And I feel like it reminds me to just fill my body with this feeling of life that I feel in Hawaii, and just let it flow through me and flow through everything I do, and find excitement in it, and just take away the seriousness of it all. And it's not just something that happens in a city like Los Angeles where everybody's working towards their goals and stuff. It happens in a society where there's so much pressure on what are you going to do in your life? What kind of job are you going to have? Are you going to be successful? All these things that do mold us into great workers and people who accomplish things. But I think for me, I just want the underlying feeling of every single thing that I do to be at complete ease with life, in the flow of it, inspired so much by the trees and so much by the waterfalls and so much by my feet on the earth, that beautiful work just pours out of me effortlessly and with joy. And because of that joy that I put behind everything I do, things just flow to me in the exact perfect ways that I need to. And I get to release the timeline of how I want to be seen, or when I want something to happen, or what I want success to look like. I get to release all of that and just live. And that has been my practice since I've been back from Hawaii. And it's easier said than done, but it's this beautiful balance of being intentional and then also just letting yourself live and breathe in the air of today, and know that today is a mystery and a gift, and we don't know what's going to happen next. And so every single moment of today, just enjoying it and being here for it. That's what I've been feeling with this journal. And I was sitting in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bay in Hawaii that I have just dreamed about so much. I hadn't been there in 2 years, and I was just looking around at everything. And of course, when you go to a new place, not all your problems fall away, not all your internal struggles fall away, but in that moment, I was just so breathing in the air and so excited, and like, I just want to feel like this all the time. I want to live a life full of adventure and travel, and full of time where I'm covered in mud and hiking down to waterfalls and cliff jumping and all of these things. Like, I want that to be the feeling behind my life, and the most important thing in my life, of just feeling alive. And so I painted that moment in the beautiful bay, because I hope it reminds me every single day when I open it that the day that I'm walking into, the life that I'm walking into, is so fleeting and so temporary. And so I have full permission to just enjoy it and explore it, and know that the world is so big, life is so big, so unexpected, and fill my body every single morning with the feeling of adventure. Even when I'm in the routine, even when I'm going to work, even when I'm working from home, every single moment and day in life gets to have some sort of adventure. And that's what I want to feel. So I've moved on to this beautiful journal of life. And I'm actually moving through this journal really fast. I've been writing in it every single day as opposed to like most days. And it's been really good. And I actually will be releasing a video soon about my steps of journaling as well, because I journal in a very specific way that has been super helpful for me and super good for just like, first of all, if I have anything going on in my head or any struggles or anything like that, like really releasing that and really like becoming aware of how I can shift it into something else. And then also just like marveling in the excitement of exactly what I want to feel and giving myself a pep talk. And so I'm going to be making a video soon on how I journal and sharing that. But yeah, it's been quite the journey with these painted journals. This is my third video now where I painted my journal, but I have these three. My earth journal, which was my first one, I painted in oil paint, which definitely don't recommend doing that because it took forever to dry and then it got like a little smudged. But yeah, my earth journal of just feeling the stillness of life and feeling like I was in a cabin in the middle of the woods and had so much time to just like create and enjoy and so much time to just like have alone time, honestly. And then I moved on to stepping into the sun, which was just like stepping more into who I am and being there for it. And now I'm on to life, where I just want to adventure and travel and have fun. And like, I feel like this has been such a beautiful journey, and I really love painting my journals. I have 3 now, and I've been giving them away as gifts too. I like to paint people journals. That's been fun. But yeah, that is where I'm at. And so thank you so much for listening to this journal painting video. I encourage you to do the same, or just paint in general. It's really good to like do something creative and physical and like do something that doesn't involve technology. It feels really good. So thank you so much for listening. I hope that you're doing well and taking care of yourself, and I just hope you are in this moment filled with so much inspiration for how exciting and adventurous life can be, and how small we are and how big this world is and how much there is to see and explore. And I just hope you're filled with that wonder in this moment. And I hope that you're doing well and taking care of yourself, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day today. I almost forgot. I was on a walk this morning, and one of my favorite flowers of all time is plumeria flowers on a plumeria tree. And they're all over Hawaii, and there's some here in LA too. And I walked by one that had dropped a bunch of flowers, and so I was so excited. I was picking them up off the ground, and just the smell of them like reminds me of Hawaii so much. And so I just gathered them and was like, I'll bring them while I paint. They're so pretty.